What's going on, you lovely people? Let's dive straight into this new article together. Let's go. So, the Daily Mail.co.uk has released a new article on your not so favorite person of the year. I let you decide. Anyway, in this past week, we have seen a lot of movement into the camp, not only with pictures published by the Daily Mail, which is also suspicious because it seems the one magazine that is publishing them all the time. I think this is already the third time that there are pictures leaked. But the interesting part, we're not gossip here. It's not just the pictures, but something that you pointed out, and we're gonna go over it in a second together. So obviously, she's in Spain with what it appears to be a friend or an ex-girlfriend, again, ex-girlfriend, girlfriend now, we don't know, and frankly, we don't much care, okay? If this was a normal person, which she is a normal person, on the beach, we wouldn't care so much. But people just care in the context of, is this more manipulation? Are those pictures trying to depict this person in a very favorable light because the infamy that she has gained through the trial, and not because of, people just freely wanting to dislike another person, but because people saw the trial. People went through the trial, realized what this person was doing to Johnny Depp, and they took a stand, they took a side, and they realized who actually was really the perpetrator. And amazingly, there is still a lot of organization, including Women's March, and a lot of fans, whatever, of this person, which they're still sticking idealistically on the side of this person because she's a woman, not recognize actually the harm that she has done to other people and to her ex-husband, being Johnny Depp. So it still amazes me that people cannot let go and just realize, okay, this person made a mistake. And again, what I've learned, and I'm not diagnosing anybody here because I don't have the professionality, we're just talking, we're just sharing thoughts. I'm not trying to diagnose anybody. What I've learned from reading about and learning about narcissistic behaviors is that people don't really heal out of this. I was talking to a friend about it, and we talked about the personal experiences of dealing with a narcissist, and it seems like it just repeats itself. It just repeats itself and goes through the same loops. A lot of people with narcissistic traits or full-on narcissist, they just can't handle the mistakes. They cannot own up to their mistakes. They cannot admit that they've done a mistake or they've done something wrong. So it's very strange. I think probably I will always love to talk to a psychiatrist about this type of mental health issues, because of course if there is also involved some psychopathy of some kind, then it becomes also probably, I don't know, I would say even more dangerous. It could potentially be more dangerous. So you always wonder, like I've always wondered, I always ask myself, but can those people be helped? Of course not everybody is the same, so you really wonder just that. But it seems like people are not so happy because everything that comes out of this camp, of people support her and this person in general, doesn't seem authentic. Just seems finalized to, getting back maybe on the waves, trying to be a celebrity again, trying to make millions. But anyway, enough of that. We just have to talk about those pictures which you see here, about the skin being flush. And many of you pointed out that, yes, she has flush cheeks. She has flush arms in some pictures. And people were just wondering, hey, how is that? How is that, Did she do something? And the truth is that most likely, I have it here on this other, right here. So some people were sharing these pictures here, right, of the TRO in 2016, where she has this type of pimple, a little bit reddened, which supposedly was, something that Johnny Depp did. But you have, strangely enough, a strange pimple on the face there. Of course, I'm just watching this picture with you for the first time, so to speak, like commenting it, analyzing it like this for the first time. And my thoughts are that, sometimes people have sensitive skin. They have skin that perhaps bruises easily. And it could be also like this person right here, like could be injectables. You don't know. Could be those type of things, especially in those areas. You're gonna have some injectables which create a reaction. Could be totally possible. Again, we're just speculating here. I have no idea, but it could be also recurrent kind of acne, maybe. Some people have particular skin that reacts always in the same way. I actually saw another pictures on the arms. Like the arms were flushed here. Right here you see, and this can be like, some people are just maybe reacting to the sun also. So how it ties to the past? Well, obviously, if you have a skin that can redden so easily, right, and there are people this way, like literally, you rub a little bit on their skin and it immediately reacts, reddens the face as well. So obviously this gives more credence to the fact that perhaps those pictures of the past were created in that manner, and that's why there are not other pictures which show a real something that it's undeniable. There is let's say a lesion to the face, or something that it's from a blunt force that you would expect from a closed hand, or a backhand slap with rings, or that kind of stuff, for instance. So this is the argument that people always make, and to this day, of course, is the argument that makes most sense, because people do know how certain hit, from blunt, things or ends or whatever, look like. And there was none of that, despite the enormous emphasis from her camp, from the lawyers themselves, are continually saying that was the case, that Johnny did whatever he did continuously to her, repeatedly to her. But again, there's always been a lack of that clear evidence of such claims. So to see again, to close the argument here, to see again a person that, maybe she's walking under the sun, the skin blushes it so easily, then people go like, okay, now we get it. So, and from the human aspect of it, obviously people are also irritated, because a lot of people are irritated because they realize that this, knowing the history, can be definitely a technique to be seen in a more humane way. Because this is the thing, and I've said this many times, I get sometimes caught in that myself. You wake up in the morning and I feel like I'm enough empathetic towards other human beings in general, and I'm sure you are too. So therefore, this type of pictures, like especially with the kid, and in a normal environment, looking like somebody took it, so that there's a moment of vulnerability because was paparazzi taking this, like that type of behavior, then people, because it seems vulnerable and real and so on and so forth, people sympathize with the person, and empathize with the person. And the problem with this type of people I'm not saying, again, I'm not talking about her in particular, but for the sake of argument, let's say narcissists, right? Let's talk about narcissists. They're very good planners. They premeditate everything, and they learn how to premeditate stuff and how to carry those things out, right? And we could have all arguments here also in the past and the 2016 Eastern Columbia buildings with all of France and what they carried out that many called as a hoax. Of course, also some in the media called it so, including Waldman, which I think he lost 1 point on one of those arguments. But luckily we also saw the footage of the cops, which actually gave us the truth that there was nothing going on in that apartment. So thank the universe for, the body cams of the cop, which actually I think debunked a lot of those claims as well. So again, for the sake of argument, narcissists, they seem very good at planning stuff, and now all of a sudden we get this resurgence in this woman appearance after 4, 5, 6 months. And in my opinion is, of course, there is a chance that this is what it is, like paparazzi taking pictures because she's there. It could be. I'm not totally excluding that. But I think people feel much more that this is organized, knowing the nature of this person. And again, I let you, I leave you that type of argument, but I was more interested in the fact of the recurrence of those, abrasion looking harms, or either because of the sun or because of the irritation of something. And of course here there is no Johnny around, so you just wonder, right? Also on the face. Again, we wish that little kid absolutely well. That's the most important thing, honestly. That's all that matters. And again, it's interesting that she's always with the kid now. All of a sudden, I am afraid a little bit that the kid is utilized, a little bit too much in this last week. But anyway, it is what it is. I don't have absolutely no interest in demeaning or hating or wishing this person bad or whatever. I absolutely don't care, but I just care in the context of people trying to change the narrative, especially her supporters. They try to change the truth. They try to change the past by manipulating, and this is a great common techniques of narcissists and sociopaths in general. They think that they can manipulate their way out of everything by gaslighting the people constantly, because it's their nature, it's second nature. They're just unable to tell the truth, they're unable to lose, and they will go to whatever extent to continue to perpetrate false statement. They will continue day in, day out to write posts about absolutely false and misinformed things, and that's why we're here. That's why we do this, because at the end of the day, personally, I stand for the truth and for whatever survivor, despite the gender. And this type of behavior online, especially from her camp, if anything, not owning up to the fact that perhaps this woman made a mistake, it's really damaging whatever movement they want to be affiliated with, those people, that it's supposed to do good for women. So, yeah, I leave it at that. Anyway, guys, always spread love. Take care of yourself. Please consider subscribing, hit the notification button, and I'll talk to you later. Ciao.